Every day, millions of people drive to work, board airplanes, order products online, or buy food without thinking twice about what makes any of it possible. We assume modern life simply works. But what if I told you that beneath almost every headline about wars, alliances, sanctions, military bases, or naval deployments lies the same invisible force? Not ideology, not religion, not even territory. It's energy. And that raises a question most people never ask. If the world's most powerful militaries exist to defend freedom, why do they so often end up protecting the routes through which oil flows? Hello friends, welcome back to another episode from History Talk and Common Sense. Most people think oil is simply fuel for cars. It isn't. Oil is woven into nearly every part of modern civilization. It powers ships that carry global trade, tractors that grow food, aircraft that connect continents, factories that manufacture goods, and the petrochemicals used to make everything from medicines to smartphones. Remove oil, and the modern economy slows to a crawl. If everyone depends on energy this much, shouldn't every nation have the same level of power? The answer is no, because the world's energy is not located where the world's demand exists. Some nations possess vast reserves, but relatively small populations. Others have enormous industries, but few natural resources. Many consume far more energy than they can produce. That imbalance created something unavoidable. Energy has to travel. It must cross oceans, pipelines, ports, and borders before it reaches the people who need it. But if energy must travel, another question appears. Who controls the journey? This is where geography quietly begins to shape history. Certain places are not valuable because they are rich in resources. They are valuable because everything passes through them. A narrow strait, a strategic canal, a deep water port, a pipeline crossing a mountain range. These become the arteries of the global economy. Block one of them, and countries thousands of kilometers away begin to feel the consequences. The Strait of Hormuz is one example, but it represents a much larger truth. Throughout history, geography has chosen winners long before politicians entered the stage. If geography creates these vital choke points, who protects them? Suddenly, the military map starts to resemble the energy map. Naval fleets patrol shipping lanes. Carrier strike groups operate near strategic waterways. Air bases overlook critical routes. Defense agreements appear in places where energy flows are most vulnerable. These deployments are not accidents. They exist because an interruption in energy supply can cripple economies without a single city being occupied. But military power is only one way to influence energy. Another weapon is far less visible: money. A tanker may carry millions of barrels of oil, but it also depends on insurance, banking, shipping companies, financial settlements, and international payment systems. Without firing a missile, governments can restrict exports, block transactions, deny insurance, or impose sanctions that make energy difficult, or sometimes impossible, to sell. Oil still exists beneath the ground, but access to markets can disappear overnight. That raises another question. Can nations escape this system? Around the world, major powers have been searching for ways to reduce their dependence. New pipelines bypass traditional routes. Strategic petroleum reserves grow larger. Alternative payment systems emerge. Countries experiment with local currencies instead of relying exclusively on the US dollar. New partnerships form, not simply to increase trade, but to reduce vulnerability. Because dependence creates leverage, and leverage creates power. As these changes unfold, the headlines begin to look different. A pipeline sabotage is no longer just an isolated event. A cyber attack on energy infrastructure becomes part of a larger struggle. Sanctions are not simply diplomatic tools. Naval exercises are not merely military demonstrations. Even disputes over shipping insurance or payment systems become pieces of the same puzzle. What once appeared to be unrelated news stories are suddenly connected, and that leads to the final realization. The real battlefield is not the oil field. It is not the refinery. It is not even the Strait of Hormuz. The real battlefield is dependence. The nation that can interrupt another country's access to energy holds enormous influence over its economy. The nation that can survive those interruptions becomes far more difficult to pressure. Once you understand that, future headlines begin to reveal a different story. You'll no longer see pipelines as just infrastructure. You'll no longer see oil tankers as ordinary ships. You'll no longer see sanctions as simple diplomacy. Instead, you'll recognize them for what they often are: pieces on the geopolitical chessboard where energy has become one of the most powerful and invisible weapons in the modern world. If this analysis has broadened your perspective, please like, share, and leave your thoughts below. That's the best way you can help this information reach more people. Let's decode the logic of power together.